Hello everyone! Today we will make deep fried calzone, and I will quickly say that this dish does not come from America. It was invented in southern Italy as early as 18th century. Its name came from Italian word from stomach, because it is supposed to look like one, and originally it is made at January 17th, which is the start of Carnival, so I am more than 1 month late, but what can I do? I will do it anyway, because this is this kind of dish that we should be making more often anyway. Okay, so frying calzone in home might sound disturbing, but it really shouldn't. I fried my Panzerotti, because this is the original name of this dish, on 24 centimeters wide and 5 centimeters high pan. We will need to pour more than half of this pan with oil, and this should be perfect for frying our Panzerotti. Okay, let's start cooking because I'm getting hungry. And one more thing that I want to say. You can start looking for the closest Italian store near you, because after this episode you will need some ingredients to make this. So let's go. Okay, so let's start by putting 250 grams of double zero flour, 250 grams of semolina flour, 7 grams of yeast and 18 grams of salt into the mixing bowl. Attach bowl to the standing mixer. Start mixing on low to combine dry ingredients, and then slowly pour 150 grams of water and 150 grams of milk. After 2-3 minutes, add oil and mix for about 10 minutes or until you notice that the gluten is well developed. How I will know that my dough is ready? It is very simple. Just tear off a piece of dough and start stretching it. If the dough breaks easily, it takes more time to knead. You will see that after stretching it is still flexible and is difficult to tear. It means that it is ready to go. So then I take out my dough and I knead for about 1 minute, trying to give it a nice round shape. Then I put it into the bowl and cover to rest for something around 1.5 and 2 hours. I don't know how about you, but my house is quite cold. So to provide the dough with good conditions for rising, I heat the water in a small frying pan and put it into the oven, and then put the dough covered with it. In case the temperature in the oven is around 26 degrees. Okay, when our dough rises in the oven, we can start to prepare our fillings. The first one will be pretty classic. I cut my mozzarella into a small dice. Then I cut cherry tomatoes. The best option in Poland in winter. I peel garlic and grate it directly to tomatoes. I season it with salt and pepper and mash it a little bit. Then I mix everything with mozzarella, but I was missing classic tomato taste, so I added my preserved tomatoes, which I made in season. If you don't have them, add blended San Marzano tomatoes. Mix it and it should be ready. Second peeling includes hazelnuts, so firstly I put them on the pan and gently fry until I notice that they peel easily. Transfer them to the bowl and peel it. After they are cooled down, I put them to the mortar and pound them pretty well, until we got the texture something like this. We of course need here mozzarella also. Cut it into the nice dice, then cut mortadella, and I combine all ingredients together. I mix ricotta cheese with mozzarella. After first mixing, I decided that if I don't want to have this filling all around my kitchen, I needed a bigger vessel. And I mix it with hazelnuts, mortadella and olive oil. Then of course I taste it and it is ready to go. Our third filling will be more spicy. As always, we cut our mozzarella into cubes. Then I cut my favorite salami alla vetricina. I combine it with my blended tomatoes, season, and it's ready. Okay, after we are done with fillings, our dough should be ready. Now, quickly quality control by my girlfriend. She gives me green light, I scoop the dough, I put it on the scale, and after complicated math, it turned out that to make 12 Panzerotti, one bowl should have 69 grams. So I portion out the dough and start kneading them into the balls. I scoop dough inwards, then place it in my working surface and form nice balls with such a motion. Let them rest for 20 minutes, which will give us easier time rolling them. Okay, if you have a party and you want to make Panzerotti on it, you can on this stage put your prepared balls into the fridge. It can last there for easily 6 hours, and then take it out 20 minutes before rolling. Okay, so I dust flour on my working space and I start rolling my dough. I roll the dough until it's evenly thick and has a round shape with a diameter of about 18 centimeters. Cool animation, isn't it? I spent only 1 hour making it. But back to the kitchen. Place my filling on the dough and I carefully fold them to a big dumpling. I tie them closely and start frying. And here I must be honest with you. I didn't like that method. While cooking there is a lot of moist in the filling, which gives a lot of hot steam, which can destroy our panzerotto. That is why I recommend you to do it in another way, where you seal the edges and roll them. So at this try everything worked fine, but I should put it into the hotter oil. But this later. It looked like the ones in Bari with a lot of juices from mozzarella and tomatoes. It was very mouth-watering and very good. Okay, so that was my first attempt to make panzerotti, and it was pretty good. It was definitely very similar what I have got in Bari. But I can tell you now that I made few mistakes, and I will repair them in a few minutes. First mistake is that I shouldn't make fillings. Instead, I should prepare every other ingredient separately and put directly on my panzerotti. This way I don't have to make 3 types of panzerotti. I can make a dozens make of panzerotti because everyone can make their own favorite flavor. The other thing is that when I mix tomatoes with mozzarella, the mozzarella is, I don't know how to call it, is separated by pieces of tomato and tomato sauce. When we place mozzarella directly on our dough, it is all together, so it would be easier to achieve this nice stretch of mozzarella. But to achieve this, we will need our secret ingredient. Okay, the second one, I told something about it earlier in this episode. My oil wasn't hot enough. For panzerotti, from what I made, the best option is to fry them 190 degrees. You should fry them on one side 2 times. So you have to flip them 3 times. And the last one is that the panzerotto which I made a few seconds earlier doesn't look quite like that one on my thumbnail photo. So I will add 1 ingredient which will make this panzerotto look exactly like this, with this melty cheese, with tomato sauce, and so I will make the panzerotto which looks like on thumbnail and looks tasty and really nice. So let's go. My dough was very good, so I start by rolling it again. I place mozzarella, blended tomatoes, Parmigiano Reggiano and fresh basil. I fold panzerotto, seal and protect the edges like edge rusher on the football field, or maybe cornerback if the run is way outside. Then I fry my panzerotto in temperature something around 190 degrees. I take them out and wait for 3 minutes. In the meantime, I prepare a package for our panzerotto. I cut a long piece of baking paper, then I clamp it a couple of times and place it on the board. I wrap my panzerotto in it. This way it's easy to eat them. And now it is time for tier test. It looked better than previously because we placed mozzarella together. It tastes incredibly good. I love how classic mozzarella and cheese taste, but let's make it like on our thumbnail photo. So again, I roll dough, but this time with a secret ingredient which is not such secret. We place fresh mozzarella with low moisture mozzarella and then we add other ingredients. Here, tomato and salami. Once again, we seal everything and fry. And let's stop here for a second. Look how it rises while frying. It looks so nice. Turn them 3 times so that it's nicely fried and golden. Place on paper to rest for 3 minutes. Yes, it's the longest 3 minutes you can ever have. And make a pull test. And holy crap, that looked good! So then I started making different variations and it was again and again cheesy, melty and very delicious. Then I started making 2 at the time and those turned out pretty amazing too. They are perfectly airy inside, but nothing is escaping to the oil. So let's take a look one more time of how beautiful it looks when frying. Imagine this hot steam inside our panzerotto melting our cheese, creating this insanely delicious dish. After you made a whole bunch of it, you can only tear it and eat. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you are listening in the Italian store where you are trying to find semolina on some bottom shelf on the store. But if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing the channel. I will make more and more such videos. And for now, have a wonderful day and see you.